This is Mac OS Ken.
Conflicting takes on Mac shipments, bull and bear combos on Wall Street, and bits of beta news. It is Tuesday, the 12th of July, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. You know what might be worse than the telephone game? It's the smartphone game. Yes, everything's preserved, but is the info you need in Teams or in Slack? Is it in email or iMessage? Where is what who said? For friends and family, that might be cool. For work, though, everybody needs to know where everything is. For you, that space could be Notion. You don't have to learn a lot of new stuff. Notion takes the tools you use and puts them all in one place, preventing the kind of miscommunication and silos that can prevent good work. And here's another great thing. Notion has a worldwide network of millions of users creating templates, tutorials, and new inspiration. They share what they've learned and how they work, so your work can be even better. With powerful integrations and seamless navigation, you will have everything you need in one space. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com/macOSKen. That's notion.com/macOSKen to help you take the first step toward an organized, happier team today. NOTION. That's notion.com/macOSKen. Crazy times for computers, mostly because these are crazy times. CNET highlights new numbers from IDC that show a slump in computer sales for the June quarter of 2022 versus the same quarter a year earlier. The firm estimates a decline in shipments of 15.3% due to three primary factors: lockdowns in China, fear of recession, and an insanely tough comparison. The CNET piece points out PC shipments reached their highest volume in almost a decade in 2021, and despite the recent downturn, PC shipments are still higher than they were before the COVID-19 pandemic. But what's past is prologue, as the truncated quote goes. To Jitesh Abrani, research manager for IDC's mobile device trackers, it reads like the crawl before one of those mid-90s dystopian flicks. Something with Dolph Lundgren, maybe. Quoting Mr. Abrani, fears over a recession continue to mount and weaken demand across segments. Consumer demand for PCs has weakened in the near term and is at risk of perishing in the long term as consumers become more cautious about their spending and once again grow accustomed to computing across device types such as phones and tablets. And just like that, I remember, a new life awaits me in the off-world colonies. If you're wondering how Apple performed, it was not pretty in IDC's estimation. Tied for fifth place in terms of global market share with Asus, Apple saw shipments plunge 22.5% year over year, according to IDC. While everyone saw declines, Apple's was among the steepest, second only to second-place HP, which saw its shipments decline 27.6%. Stepping away from the chart, though, Apple had a typically Apple problem last quarter, an inability to keep up with demand. As a piece on the IDC numbers from Cult of Mac points out, almost anyone buying Cupertino's latest and greatest, the 2021 MacBook Pro and Mac Studio, faced a lengthy wait for delivery, but that was in the second quarter. Apple is starting to catch up with demand for these models, and the new M2 MacBook Air doesn't have such long delivery delays. Apple's second quarter delivery issues made it possible for Acer to slip into fourth place in terms of global PC market share, not a place it is expected to keep. Barring any further supply issues, IDC says it expects Apple to ramp up its production in the second half of this year. While IDC's take on Mac shipments could well be classified as gloom and doom, competing market tracker Gartner's reading was all boom, boom, boom. In a good way. Where IDC saw Mac shipments decline 22.5% for last quarter versus the June quarter of 2021, a piece from Mac Rumors has Gartner saying that Mac sales actually increased 9.3%. Quoting that report, based on the Gartner findings, Mac shipments were up despite severe supply constraints that saw some MacBook Pro models delayed for multiple weeks or even months, and Apple was the only vendor to see positive growth. All other PC vendors saw a decline in shipments during the quarter due to supply chain issues. And there you have it. Mac shipments were either terrible or awesome. Healthy demand for iPhone and the Mac will bring Apple's June quarter earnings in line with expectations. That is the thinking of Cowen analyst Krish Sankar. Apple Insider has had a look at a note he wrote. Despite supply constraints and macroeconomic issues, the piece says, he says Apple remains a defensive name. Hey, what the hell is that supposed to mean? That was me being defensive. As for what's ahead, #in this economy. Given increasing concerns of a recession, Sankar says he and his lowered their calendar year 2023 iPhone sell-in forecast on potentially slower demand for premium devices. However, he continues, a macro slowdown could also impact other hardware and software offerings, so iPhone sales could slow down, but so could everything else. Unfun as that sounds, Sankar's still double plus stoked on Apple stock. He's got a positive rating on Apple shares and a 12-month price target of $200. Apple will not dodge the consumer spending slowdown, so says Monness Crespi Hardt analyst Brian White. Personally, I think it should be Monness Crespi Hardt, because I like it extra crispy. I kid, but seriously, we may want to consider the new life that awaits us in the off-world colonies. Barron's highlights Mr. White's note, quoting the highlight. White said that while Apple's portfolio has never been stronger, the economy appears to be in recession, regulatory headwinds persist, equity markets are in turmoil, and the geopolitical landscape is daunting, comparing the situation with Apple stock to the classic 1974 disaster movie, The Towering Inferno. Two particularly fun quotes from his note. We fear it will take a deluge of extraordinary forces to put out this blaze and avoid further destruction. And, in the end, we expect this economic blaze will curtail Apple's growth. That said, he still likes Apple stock, believe it or not. White maintained a buy rating on Apple shares. With flames fast approaching, though, he couldn't keep his $199 price target. He's dropped that down to $174, according to Barron's. See, in the off-world colonies, they have these robots that do everything for you. Anyway, that's what the brochure says. More news in a moment, but first a word from Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Saying goodbye to high-interest credit card debt is one of the first steps toward financial independence. But high interest makes it tough to say goodbye. That is where Upstart comes in. Personal loans powered by Upstart can help you pay down high-interest debt with simple and easy-to-understand payment terms. And the whole thing happens online. You can check your rate in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000 without impacting your credit score, and they look at more than just your credit score, factoring in income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application to find you a smarter rate for your loan. Don't wait and check your rate today at upstart.com/macOSKen. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOSKen to check your rate today. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macOSKen. If you live your life on the cutting beta edge, now is your time and today is your day. Actually yesterday, but still. Mac Rumors ran a few pieces on Monday announcing the first public betas of iOS 16, iPadOS 16, macOS 13 Ventura, watchOS 9, and tvOS 16. Additionally, a piece from 9 to 5 Mac had Apple making the first public beta of HomePod software 16 available. While the final release will run on the original HomePod, the public beta does not, according to the report. One other bit of beta news, Apple has re-released a few developer betas to developers. A piece from Apple Insider says the Cupertino company has taken the unexpected step of re-releasing its third developer betas for iOS 16, iPadOS 16, and macOS Ventura. Apple did not say why it did what it did, though Apple Insider hazards a guess, saying it was likely done to properly synchronize the builds with their public beta counterparts. Halfway through its first season, the Apple TV Plus comedy Loot has been picked up for Season 2. Apple TV Plus issued a press release Monday announcing that news. Starring and executive produced by Saturday Night Live alum Maya Rudolph, Apple says news of the renewal comes on the heels of the Season 1 premiere, as well as the announcement of a new multi-year first-look deal with Animal Pictures, the production company run by Loot executive producers Maya Rudolph, Natasha Lyonne, and Daniel Renfro Burns. And finally today, news of another family-friendly show headed to Apple TV+. The Cupertino streamer issued a press release Monday announcing a premiere date and a trailer for Amber Brown. Based on the best-selling book series by Paula Danziger and created by Emmy Award-nominated writer and director Bonnie Hunt, the release says the show is an unfiltered look at a girl finding her voice through art and music in the wake of her parents' divorce. The 10-episode live-action series hits Apple TV Plus on Friday, the 25th of July. Between now and then, you can catch the trailer on YouTube. macOSKen, brought to you by me and sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOSKen. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.